Hey guys, finally he sleeps here, back again with another Raid Shadow Legends video. This is another episode in the Champion Spotlight series. Today we're going to take a look at Kalvalax, legendary Knights Revenant, Spirit Champion. He's been around for a really long time. He's made his way into multiple Clan Boss teams. He's actually part of a couple of my Clan Boss one key teams that are here on the channel. MYTHLAX is built around Kalvalax. I use him quite a bit for everything, and he's one of those champions that you either know about him or you don't. He hasn't had any major things, like he hasn't had any major roles in the game until we released Teox, and then he became a pretty big partner for Teox. Because we looked at Teox last week, it made sense to take a look at Kalvalax this week. And then because Balar is the guaranteed champion in the path as part of Chaos Awakes this week, Balar with Kalvalax is another duo because of the poison. So Kalvalax from Knights Revenant, what he brings to this is a passive that kind of sets him apart from anything else. So when the round begins, he places 5% poison debuffs on all enemies for 2 turns at the beginning of each round. So when you're running waves, he comes in, he just lays down poison across everybody, and it's a lot. It is a massive amount of debuffs that laid out right away. And that's where he comes into play with Teox, because Teox, his turn meter increases by the number of debuffs on the enemy team. So that's why they kind of work together as a duo. We've also had these new relics that have been added to the game. So we have Arachna Elixir, where's poison debuffs deal bonus damage equal to 50% of the wearer's attack. So if you build this guy with a lot of attack, which I haven't finished building him out yet. Actually, we've got room to grow here. Pinpoint, we've got some attack going. There's accuracy. I definitely want high accuracy on him. Attack percentage. We still haven't done anything here. Let's ascend it. Maybe some attack. No. Defense. Do we have HP? This one I can... Do we have... Nope, we're out of Chaos Dust. We can push his... Crit damage can go higher. That's amazing here. We have defense percentage we can increase. I really need to focus on his... we don't have any. We need to... A Ascension tournament needs to come along so we have a reason to grind the Sand Devil and Phantom Shogun so that we can kind of max out some of this stuff. There's attack. We haven't done anything here. Do we have any room? Nope. Only down to 45. We've pretty much depleted all of our room to grow there. That's a triple roll speed pinpoint set. But again, you're going to want to build him because he lays down so much poison. You want his... Here, let's just switch to the other side. You are going to want his accuracy as high as possible. So you want crazy high accuracy on him. I've got him at 461. Which is his base here without any kind of area bonuses or anything. Resistance is great. It does help, but it's not necessary for what we're going to be able to do with him. You want his attack as high as possible. 3,000 there as his bonus. He's putting together, what is it, 4596. I'd like to see that over 5,000 for his attack because of the Arachna Elixir. But his speed doesn't really matter unless you want him to go more turns. The majority of his damage is going to come right out of the gate just because of that passive that's laying down all of those poisons. Unless you're dealing in, let's say, player versus player and we have Stone Skin, he's not going to work. But for the most part, accuracy, speed, you want him crit maxed at 100% for crit rate so that his crit damage lays down because he does hit pretty high. I haven't talked about it yet, but he has an enemy max HP, attack, AoE, A3, that damage increases according to the number of poison debuffs on each target. And remember, he lays down 4 at the beginning of each turn. So he does hit really hard, and everything is based off of poison. Balar, the reason we're talking about Kalvalax this week is because Balar, the guaranteed champ here in the Path of the Lost, Balar that is available here is a poison exploder, which means his A2 will take all of these poisons that Kalvalax lays down as his passive and will automatically ignite those poisons and gain all of the damage that they have there from there. So if you have a trio, Balar, Kalvalax, and Teox together, oh my goodness, that is a strong team. So let's take a look at Kalvalax in action across one of the dungeons. We'll go to Dragon. Okay, we're going to do Dragon 25. We're going to use Kalvalax. We'll have Skull Crown here. She is my campaign farmer. So we're going to have Lydia laying decreased defense and weaken. Kalvalax is going to lay down all of the poisons. And then we'll have Skull Crown just doing damage dealing and kind of helping out with the waves. And we'll see how fast those poisons and the hits from Kalvalax do against the dragon. We have affinity advantage here on stage 25 because spirit versus force. Let's see. This is not going to be a fast run, but we want to see what kind of big hits we can get out of Kalvalax. Let's see. There's Skull Crown laying in. There was that AoE hit with Kalvalax. And remember, a lot of these hits for Kalvalax are directly related to how many poisons are on these champions. We're ignoring some defense. It has to do with the kit that he's in. Or that hit is determined by how many poisons they have. He just keeps repeating with it. Kind of feels like Shamil. That is some massive poison damage. The poisons are almost taking them out. That is a great... We'll take a look at Kalvalax in player versus player as well. If you haven't watched the Teox video, it does make a huge difference. All right, so 4 hits because of the poison. Now we have poison sensitivity on from Lydia. Big hit. There was a 434,000. That's his max HP hit. And remember, because we have the elixir relic and all of his poison damage is increased. And do it. Oh, I thought that was going to be his big enemy hit. There it is. All right, there's Kalvalax against stage 25 Dragon. Let's take a look at him in player versus player. What do we got? Here is a team. 511. We'll take a look at this one. We've got 1 mythical sitting in there. 4-star or 5-star blessing on Arbiter and Speed. So if they don't have Stone Skin and the passive can stick here for Kalvalax, 1 Stone Skin, that's enough. We've got all the block revive coming in from Teox and Kalvalax combo. Can we get through this, lay down some poisons? I'd like to show, so she's got block debuffs. Okay. There it goes. Stone Skin is gone. Kalvalax. Oh, he's gone. There he is. He's back. Can we get one big hit out of Kalvalax? Oh, there we go. Teox took it out. All right, so the combo of the two of those, we're able to offset that one. Let's just go to another. Let's go to one we don't think has Stone Skin, and let's see if we can't see the damage lay out from the poison. Teox was too much. Let's get rid of Teox. Okay, we'll take off Teox. Let's just get rid of Python. We'll put Duchess in speed lead. And let's do Lydia. All right, we'll turn off auto. Let's see if we can't. I want to watch the poisons do their work here with the damage. Yeah, look at the hits on those poisons without. I haven't even taken a turn yet. And we're starting to see the poisons work their way down. Do some HP burn. Want decrease defense and weaken across the board. Poison's already still taking. Oh, that is a lot of damage from the poisons. Let's focus on Arbiter. All right, max. Here we go. We have an AoE, max enemy HP. Damage increases to the number of poisons. Everybody's only got one on, but let's see what kind of a hit we can get out of that. There it is. Took everybody out. That is Kalvalax. Absolutely love him in almost all areas of the game. He's great across the board just because of the damage his poisons bring. Hope that information helped. If he's in your vault, make sure you pull him out. Let's take a look at the kit that we actually have him in, so you can see what I'm using as far as his damage goes. I have him in Perception, and why is there just one piece of bolster? Crit rate, speed. Is that what it is? Must just be. I don't know why it's up there. Must have been the speed bump or the crit rate bump. There's got to be a piece of Perception attack that's going to increase speed and crit rate. There's a triple roll crit rate, crit damage, and interesting. I don't know. We'll have to take a look at it because I feel like I've got a better piece to put in there than that actual bolster. There's cruel shield, triple roll. Maybe I've got a cruel attack. I don't know. It's in there specifically to get him up over the crit rate bump at 100%. Crit damage is only at 130 or 231, but that accuracy at 461 is very important. Make sure his accuracy is high as you can. I'd like to see his attack numbers higher as well. I might be able to do something with this build to push his attack numbers up by swapping out that attack and shield, attack or shield, his weapon or shield, to kind of push the numbers just a little bit. As far as masteries go, pretty standard accuracy build here for his support side, and heavy damage with the majority coming in here with War Master, and that has to do specifically with his kit. Bonus damage only occur once per skill and does not count as an extra hit, but this has to do a chance of inflicting bonus damage when attacking. Bonus damage equals 10% of the target. It comes down to whether or not you're using Helm Smasher. That bottom row just comes down to how many hits each champion does and how they're attacking. But for me, for this one, I've got him in War Master. It seems to do the most damage for me. That's it. Hope that information helped. If it did, make sure you subscribe here on the Raid Shadow Legends channel. That way you never miss when a video goes live. I'm Finally He Sleeps. Thanks a lot for hanging out today. As long as you guys keep showing up, I'll keep making videos.
Finally he sleeps, finally he dreams in a